Yeah, my name is Jed. I'm the senior brand ambassador and master taster here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what that is.
He's got the logo, the badge that you won, which is official taster. So you have to spit it all out.
No, you have to swallow whiskey.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So on the tour, she was just saying that in the tastings, you have to spit out when you're doing the tastings.
No, we don't spit.
Like, who's doing that?
No.
It's a tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah. So believe me. All right. So the way your palate works, the oak finish, you have to feel that.
Yeah.
And we're not sipping as much as people think we're sipping.
Right.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not an ounce of whiskey we're drinking every time.
Yeah, it's like a small amount, right? Like a little sip.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells great in here too.
So this is the oldest barrel house. She probably told y'all that, like when you walked into the backside. I grew up in this town. I went to elementary school right across the street.
Really?
Yeah, so my great aunt bottled whiskey here back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. About 2/3 of our working staff is generational. And the first tour I took was out of the second floor of the oldest barrel house that we have, because that used to be our visitor center before we built the new one in 2000. So it's all original construction except for the heavy metal beamwork. Yeah, so.
Just to support it.
Yeah, look, it stood here for countless years, but the moment we started having people drinking here, they thought, well, it needs some support.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
It is beautiful.
And the fans, are you just running them? Is this?
Are they fans?
You running it just for when like tastings or something's in here for cooling it down, or is
No,
that
when it gets hot.
just
Yeah.
as part
So
of
these barrels are not full. So when y'all walk through the backside of the building, we had full barrels of whiskey in there. These are all empty used barrels.
Decorative.
Yeah, now they're decorative. Because we climate control, we have air conditioning and heating in here. It's going to actually mess with the whiskey by climate controlling. Also in the wintertime, when they have to turn the heater on, it dries out the air and it'll shrink the wood up and the whiskey will just start pouring out.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I was asking
yeah.
about the fan of like, oh, that's interesting
Yeah.
that they've got a fan in the rick.
That's right.
That would,
That's not normal, no. So we're gonna walk back here and sip whiskey in one of our glass rooms.
when he says glass rooms, he actually means glass rooms. Look at that.
Y'all are gonna be on the right.
I seen those bottles in a store yesterday. I was like, I have no idea what they are in terms of.
Yeah, y'all are gonna sit right up here.
Because we've got a friend that's a squire.
Oh, okay.
I messaged him as soon as I seen the. He's got a few of them, and I'm like, I'd seen them in the store, and I'm like, tell me about these ones.
Okay, he's back home in the UK?
No, he's over here.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, if he's in the UK and he has these bottles, then he has connections, because we don't sell these out of the state of Tennessee. Yeah. So the reason we call this our innovation tasting is because we're trying small batches of stuff. We don't have large quantities just to ship out all over the US or abroad. So most of it just stays right here in the state of Tennessee. I'm sure she covered this, but to make Old Number 7, which is our base whiskey, all right, that's what everybody knows about Jack Daniel's. It takes about 200 barrels mingled together to make it consistent. And that's what we want. Whether you're in the UK, Australia, or over at my house, is that it should always taste and look and smell the same. Not until 1988 did we come out with a new innovation, and that was Gentleman Jack. And all we did was take our Old Number 7 and put it through 3.5 more feet of charcoal to make it lighter and smoother. And so this is just us continuing that innovation, because it doesn't matter where you live, you're impacted by the food and the environment you live in, right? So what you're most comfortable eating. No offense, but most people in the UK don't do heavy spice on their foods. So not bland, but not very spicy food in the UK. So some of these may hit just right. Some of them may be for your palate a little weird. But if you go to South America, they like peppers, they like spicy food, they like heavy fruit inspired foods. And so everybody's got different palates is my point. And so we're just trying to have fun with our whiskey. Let's see what we can do with it. And we'll start off. You have cups in front of you. Again, anything that she covered on the tour that you want more of an explanation about, just ask me. And I will give you a pour of each one of these. And so I'll pour from the first one. We'll talk about the first one. And then I'll come back and pour the second one. I won't pour all 5 of these at one time, just because we don't want it to open up too much and you lose profile. So any questions before we get started?
I feel like we've got so many in my
I tend to talk with my hands, so I apologize.
No, you're right. So there's a few things going around. As we're driving into town, actually, we came in from Fayetteville.
Y'all came up from the south,
Yeah.
yes.
And there was a bunch of big warehouses about 5 mile out of town. Is that you guys as well?
Those are ours. So you're close on your distance. It's probably more like 5 kilometers. It's only about 3.5 miles, 3 miles away from here. So it's not that far, but yes, those are our largest warehouses down there. So y'all saw when you got off the bus, the metal building right there. That's Barrel House 104. It was built in the early 1950s. It holds 20,000 barrels or 3.75 million liters of whiskey, or 1 million gallons of whiskey. Okay, the warehouses down south, they hold 66,000 barrels or 3.5 million gallons or close to 12 million liters of whiskey.
So I'm going back to, I'm thinking stories I've heard of like a fire and
Don't put that.
Sorry.
I'm not even Catholic. Don't put that mess on me.
And it was something that I was watching or looking up about some information around distillery planning and factory plannings, and that basically there's these like low zones that you have to build in emissions for when you build it, so that basically if the rickhouse fails and the whiskey leaks, effectively from an environmental perspective, that's a toxic.
Well, right. It doesn't work into our watershed, right?
Exactly.
So there's berms built around all of our barrel houses. And it's to catch the alcohol. But it's also to slow down what happened at Heaven Hill. Because when they had that fire and the building collapsed, the actual creek was on fire. But alcohol burns clear. You can't see it. All right? So when it's on the top of the water, the most you hope to see is maybe vapors from the heat. But alcohol burns absolutely clear. They found spots on, this is what we call track 1. They found spots to put barrel houses and they put the barrel houses up. Down south, those buildings are so far apart. I'm trying to remember what our fire chief said, that with a sustained wind of 60 miles an hour, if a house is on fire, it will not catch the next one. That's how much distance. And y'all saw it when y'all drove up. They're an acre each. I don't know what that is in hectares, but an acre each building is. And then there's that massive opening in between so that the fires can't jump from house to house. So yeah, there's a lot of planning and engineering into those buildings.
That was one of the things that I found like really interesting, because it's the stuff that you don't think about when you're looking at like, why don't they just stack them here? Why don't they do that? And then the bigger that you get to when you're saying like, this is massive, I'm like, what are they doing for the flood control? And like, I mean, I'm sure like it's there, otherwise you would never get the permits, but like, you don't see it. Like as we're driving up, you don't see those like really like control elements and think, oh, that's a fire control element. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like built into the landscape.
Before it was building to the landscape. It's like we can open up a spot here and put a barrel house. Now with that knowledge of what fires can do from moving house to house, we've spread our houses out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so I want you to consider this. So just talking airports. So we have Miami International, we have Atlanta International, we have Reagan and Dulles, we have Chicago O'Hare. These are all major airports. Millions of people fly through those airports. We have a bigger pump engine than all of those airports. And we have more chemical foam than all of those airports. So, because we're out in the middle of nowhere, all right? No one's coming to our aid if something happens. So we'd rather be safe than sorry and protect our...
How many, so, is it like, do you have like a Jack Daniel's Fire Brigade? Like there is a Jack Daniel's Fire Brigade.
We have enough equipment that we can fight a fire in a medium-sized city and the largest pump engine in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's huge.
So then, does that mean that you have, I guess like they come by, I guess they'd be sitting around, but do you have on-staff firefighters or do you have staff members who are trained as firefighters?
Yes. We have one full-time person on the brigade, and that's our fire chief. He's also over safety. And then we have 34 or 35 other members of the brigade, but they're full-time employees. They could be everything from stillhouse workers to janitors to machinists, whatever it is. If something was to happen, they stop what they're doing right then, even if it's making whiskey, and they go to the brigade to fight that fire, because the fire's more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a genuine conversation. We see a tremendous amount of first responders that come here. EMS workers, firefighters, police officers, military, they all come through here. And the thing that they do is most relevant to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so firefighting is part of your family history, so it makes sense that you would ask about it.
Yeah, it's like you see that and I'm like, how do they handle that? Because, you know, I mean, we're growing up in Australia, bushfires, basically the trees are explosive.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's eucalyptus.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I lived in Southern California for a while, and they have eucalyptus
Yeah.
all around that area.
Terrible job the Australians did to the Californians there. Hey, these are really great trees. They grow really fast and tall.
Yeah, but they smell nice
They
too.
smell nice and you can make stuff with the oils. They're really good. It's like what happens when they catch on fire. Don't tell them. Like, yeah. And then they just out the Californians went and built all of these forests and yeah.
Believe it or not, that's a good segue for our first whiskey. Eucalyptus trees
Yeah.
is a good segue for the
Really?
first one. Yeah. Because this is our whiskey that is our pecan finished. So pecan wood has a distinctive flavor note. So what we did is we fully matured the whiskey, and then we added pecan wood to the barrel. So we opened the barrel bung up and we put chunks of pecan wood inside the oak barrel and finished it with those chunks in there. So this was one of the fastest selling out whiskeys of our innovation series because of the flavor profile.
Everybody talks about it. You hear like a lot of people talking about pecan.
God, it's so nice.
We don't get it in the UK.
All right, so I'm gonna let you taste this.
I'm very interested to try this.
I don't want you to imagine like with the flavor of the nut. I don't know if y'all have had pecans before, right? But don't imagine that.
I love the color intensity. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very dark.
The smell is
So the maturing process for our whiskey is going to be between 4 years and 7-ish years, somewhere in that neighborhood. Our rye whiskey, though, on the other hand, tends to be over 8 years old, so it's an older whiskey. That length of time in the barrel is able to give it some more flavor. But how about this? All of this is going to be your 4 to 7 year mark. So we're not aging whiskey, we're maturing it. And I know that seems like we're splitting hairs. But the barrel we don't put a date on the barrel saying this one's going to be 10 years old. We're waiting for it to get to the point where we say it's ready for the bottle. So we're testing it, we're tasting it to see when it's ready.
It smells delicious. It definitely smells, it's the typical traditional vanilla scent, but then you do get the nuttiness.
You get that wood profile.
The woody richness that.
Oh, it gives it a different mouthfeel.
And it's not an oaky. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like not an oaky wood. I know that like. This is like you talk about splitting hairs. It's like wood, but like.
I left my glasses in the office, so you're about to catch me using my magnifying glass. Because I'm old. All right.
It's very beautiful. It's very buttery, nutty.
Yeah, the nutty sweet, wouldn't it? It's like a sweet wood because there's the sweetness that you get off the whiskey, and then it's after that when the oak.
Almost like when you swallow.
Yeah. When you're used to going, where's that oakiness? It's like, oh no, I'm a little bit more of a sweetness that comes in instead.
So what do you think the ABV is on it?
Well, I would say it's high. I'm not good at ABVs.
Well, give me proof if you know proof better.
I did this yesterday, and I was within my 10. I was like 120 to 130, and it was
I would
121
say
ticks.
it's 100.
It's what?
100.
I think slightly more than 100. I'm going to go 111.
It was 120.
120. Oh,
Yes.
It feels like it's high proof.
the sweetness at the back. You could I get it, normally when I'm trying to get proof, I get it on the very front of my tongue, and that's what I'm trying to judge it off. But the problem is when you get really smooth stuff,
It gets tough. Yeah, I had a whiskey that was extremely big, bold, spicy, and it ended up being a super low proof whiskey. And it was just for whatever reason, that barrel produced a really big profile and the proof was low. So whiskey's fun. Yeah, whiskey's fun like that.
To me, there's no kick to it.
The finish, right.
Yeah, I feel like it's buttery. It's a very easy drinking in terms of it doesn't.
When you get the oak, whereas like
What it is.
I would say, and there's a reason for this. So what y'all learned on the tour path is that we make our own charcoal for filtration. We're going to go through mellowing. The mellowing process removes, it doesn't add, so it's removing grain oil. So once that raw spirit comes out of the bottom of the mellowing vat, it's absolutely purified from all of its grain oil. And we're 80% corn. That's a lot of corn oil. So you don't have any of our yeast or barrel flavor competing with the grain profile. So when you're mixing a bourbon with your Coke, you're still getting that grain profile, and maybe it's heightening that profile, where this is just your vanillas, your caramel, butterscotch, toffee, brown sugar, those sweet notes, maybe over caramelized candies, but you're not dealing with grain oil. So I think it is versatile. You can play with our whiskey because it'll accept the partnership, right? If you're making an old fashioned, it's a really nice old fashioned because you don't have the grain profile. So did Miranda tell y'all about what we do with our barrels?
Yes, you do share them with
where they
Scotland,
end up.
Ireland,
Yeah.
Irish whiskey, Scottish whiskey, other
make furniture with them.
No.
make furniture.
I like what she said, we share them. Yeah,
Sell them.
we sell them. Out of the kindness of our hearts, we're going to share our barrels.
Because you could choose not to sell.
We
them.
could choose not to.
Destroy them.
But here at the distillery, we're 100% recycled. Sustainability is huge for us. And so we do Scotland, Ireland, Canada, Jamaica, and Mexico. They're going to get our barrels and use them for their products. And that's the next one. Do y'all drink tequila?
Yes.
Okay. So our barrel went down to Herradura, and they used our barrels to mature their tequila in. And then we got our barrels back, and then we put our whiskey back in. Now the whiskey was fully matured, and then we put the whiskey in that second barrel. All right? So it's called a finishing.
So every one of these still goes through that Lincoln County process?
It has to.
Yeah.
So this is a tequila barrel finished.
It is light in colour. I was wondering whether it was a rye.
No, it's a Tennessee whiskey, which is 80% corn. And let me check what the proof is on this.
And how long are you finishing with as well?
I think this one was a year. I think it was a year. It's 90 proof. So this one, it could be the color of this also was affected by the pecan wood in the barrel as well. So we're not allowed by bourbon standard, which we follow the entire bourbon standard except for the Lincoln County process. We're not allowed to add any kind of artificial coloring to our products. in the U.S. And so this is what it looked like. But it's at 90 proof, where this is at 120 proof. Remember that as well. So this has a little bit more water in it to bring it down to 90. It's not overwhelming tequila, but there's a hint of flavor after the swallow. For me, it's after the swallow.
This is. Do you remember when we drank the Fortadella? There's just like, it's like drinking flavored water.
It's got a thinner mouthfeel, yes.
Not that.
No, but like.
I definitely think it does taste like aged tequila. Really good aged tequila. So when you have the.
But what I mean by flavored water is like there's zero of that. Like, if you said that was if you told me that was a flavored water and didn't tell me there was alcohol in it, I couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe because we've just come from 120 proof.
Yeah, that might be it.
I'm picking up like so little of the ethanol, particularly on that. I'm picking up like the flavors of the tequila, and I'm picking up like the flavors of the wood, but I'm not picking, the camera. I'm not picking up the ethanol that hey, this is a spirit that you're drinking.
Right.
It's been completely.
It's definitely lighter, but I wouldn't compare it with flavored water. I'm kind of did that.
No, he wasn't meaning that in a bad way.
It's not in a bad way. It's actually a positive. So to flip it, like some people are like, oh, I don't like alcohol, it burns. I don't like spirits, they burn.
Yes.
You give them something like that, it's so much more, like so.
Have you had Gentleman Jack? Have you? Okay, it's light, it's smooth, it's approachable. And for somebody who's new to the whiskey world, to your point, they're not looking for that big, bold, they're not ready for it. They're not looking for the big, bold profile. They're looking for something that's an introduction to whiskey rather than, and so that's why we have Gentleman Jack. It's because it's lighter and it's smoother and it's more approachable.
I agree.
I've managed to get some now that I've gone and really throw it around my mouth a bit to get some of that like ethanol and that like bite back out of it.
Well, how about this? This next one will hit a little closer to home for y'all. So since we sent this one down to our barrel to be filled with tequila and then got it back, we got barrels. A matter of fact, we got what's called sherry butts. All right, Oloroso sherry from Spain. We got their barrels, which are 2.5 times larger than the barrels that we have in our barrel houses. So we could put 2.5 of our barrels in one sherry cask. We finished that whiskey in that sherry cask for 2 years. So when I first had this in our QC lab, it tasted like flat cherry Coca-Cola because it got all the fruity essence out of that sherry cask with all the vanillas, all the caramels, all the spice notes from the barrel. It's one of my favorites. It literally is one of my favorites. This went over so well that we actually put it in a 750 ml bottle and sold it. So, and that's something else. We might be testing this to see how the public likes it, but if it goes over amazingly well, it probably or may end up in a bigger bottle for retail sale out at the store.
I was going to ask you about your innovation program. It's in a way testing the order.
It is.
Seeing whether they would take to it, and if they do, then you would release something.
We could always move to something like that. And so we actually do have this in the UK.
Do you?
Yeah, you can get it in duty free. Because
You only saw honey in number 7 in this.
no, believe me.
Where should I go?
This is our old number 7 recipe, all right, in a sherry cask. What you have, what I want to get here in the U.S., because we don't sell it here, we sell it at duty free, is our American malt in a sherry cask. And it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So I'll show you while y'all are sipping this one. I'll pull up a photo. She's like,
Because I travel for work quite a bit, and
He
again, I've
doesn't
not
travel
seen
that
it
much
either.
for work, so he's sending me.
Oh yeah, I sent her on all kinds of adventures.
Oh yeah.
Every time I travel, I have to go and scout liquor
Go to
stores,
shops, go to.
factories, see what they have. If I can find things that he doesn't have that he can get his
I
hands
was
on.
actually harassing the alright UK brand team, but they had no idea what I was talking about, which is hilarious. For you guys did a Halo version of the McLaren.
McLaren Halo. It's a beautiful case.
Where did they end up?
Only at the race location, so it's checked in a single malt.
So no, that we get the single malt we get, but is that
Yeah.
finished in the sherry casks? Oh, I had no. I mean that. Yeah, we get that everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
We don't have it here.
Don't you?
No.
I would have brought it over. Now I know what to bring over to our people. Yeah, we've got that everywhere.
Oh, have you had it? It's one of my favorites.
It's good. It's definitely very grainy. It's much grainier than the others.
Actually,
What's
I
that?
don't think I have got the single malt, but I know we've got it everywhere.
Yeah, if you can get your hands on it,
Yes.
try it.
I think it's quite light, a bit grainy. You still get the vanilla. You still get. I think there's a fruitiness to it. I mean, I might be wrong with that. So I'm not going to taste it properly.
So when you smell,
But I get grain.
yeah, you're smelling correctly. A lot of people want to stick their nose really deep, thinking they're going to get a better profile. You tend to get a nose full of ethanol. That's pretty much what people end up doing to themselves. But when you smell, you want to hold it away from your nose and just kind of softly smell. But you were talking about the color difference. You know how light that whiskey is. They're both 90 proof.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so this sherry cask and this, it is 120, but the pecan wood, I mean, you can see the color difference in that whiskey. But these are the exact same proof levels.
I mean, look, for me, I always associate the light color with rye.
Mm-hmm. Well, both of these are ryes.
So I need to learn a different way of thinking and looking at them, but I've always associated the light color with rye.
With rye whiskey.
Which,
A lot of this has got like a really like, I don't want to say it's a softer, like it's a more gentle feed of the sherry finish. Some places that do sherry finish, like it really hits you as like can be very aggressive. And I've had a few times where I'm like, I'm not sure. I have to always taste a finished bottle because I've been burned a couple of times.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is a finished cask, so let's try it. And finishes can be so varied that I now have kind of adopted a policy of like, I need to try it before I like.
It's so funny because all of the whiskey we're tasting is finished whiskey.
Yeah, no, but that's. I'm actually loving that because I'm like, okay, what I like that lets me know like I can try it before you buy it. Because
Absolutely.
quite often finished stuff, like you said, it's experimental. You're going to additional costs. You're going to kind of quite out there lengths to produce it. So it has to draw a higher price tag.
Yeah.
But because it's a higher risk, it's a risk versus reward flip of that. Like, there's also a chance that you won't like. The division of palates is a lot.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
There's some people like I love it, and some people like I hate it, and that's a division on the palate of like what people like. What's that herb that some people like if you eat it? Oh yeah, aniseed as well. With very sort of like certain herbs. There's one like if you have a genetic
Oh, that's cilantro.
cilantro, yeah.
Yeah. My son tastes soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you just if your palate goes that way, no one for love or money will get you there. I have had speaking of ryes, I'm kind of like working my way through. Like I don't know how I feel about ryes. On some, I absolutely love your favorite bottles of rye, and I absolutely adore that bottle. And other times, I'll have a rye, and I'm like, this is like it's so like tastes like medicine almost. Like,
Oh, it's got a medicinal note to it. Yeah.
And they can go so many different ways, and you get the same way with sherry.
It has everything to do when you're talking rye, and we're going to taste our rye. Are you a fan of rye?
I like some ryes. I don't particularly like all of them. So one of the things, again, the lighter the color of the whiskey when it's dry, the less I like it, I think.
Okay.
So I'm excited for those with the dark. Just because I feel like I do like whiskey, but I do like the ones that are full bodies, caramelly, sugary,
Do you like
buttery.
barrel aged red wine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
So
Yeah.
I like the intense caramel, sugar, buttery flavor of whiskey.
So
They're light, malty, or when they're very like grainy, rye. I don't particularly enjoy drinking them neat, and I do think whiskey is best served neat. So.
Yeah.
or however you like it.
For me, I think to feel the true flavor of a whiskey.
So we'll cover the recipe again. This recipe is the same recipe as old number 7. It's 80% corn, 12% malted barley, and 8% rye. When we decided to come out with a finished rye, we wanted to see what it would be like, and 80% rye. We were just going to flip his recipe over and go 80% rye, 12 barley, 8 corn, but it didn't ferment fully, and the flavor wasn't where we wanted it. So it's 70% rye, 12% barley, 18% corn. So we kind of flipped it, but fudged it. All right.
You recognize that too much rye is a thing.
Yeah, so with a really high rye whiskey, it tends to be herbaceous or kind of tastes like cut grass smells, you know? It tends to be very grassy. I have turned people from not sure or not liking rye to loving rye, but loving our rye. You will not be able to get these two back in ever in the UK. All right, but we do have our bonded rye that y'all do have in the UK. Have y'all had a chance to try that one? And it's very nice. Y'all like the triple mash?
Yes.
Oh God, that's
I like all your
I
bonded
don't
stuff,
think
mate.
there's anything that Jack Daniels released yet that we didn't like. You should have heard.
He's like good answer.
that's the perfect.
It's absolutely true.
Are you looking for a job?
No, I'm not looking for that. I think, look, the way you look at whiskies is very much different the way, because I'm a drinker, I'm not a professional. I do not know about notes and noses and whatever other things. I just know whether if I taste it, is it enjoyable? Will I drink it again?
Oh yeah.
All of those things, you know, when I think about, oh, I really want to drink tonight, when I watch a movie or just sit and catch up with some friends, if I think that I want to drink and I pick a Jack Daniels, is because I like the flavour, not because I just want to.
You want to pull it apart.
Keeps me honest, like it's so good.
Well, and to that point, when I go home, I'm not pouring me a drink and sitting down and breaking out the subtle nuances of the product. It's because, no, I don't want to go home and work.
Exactly. But we're never at work. We always pick the ones that you know you are going to enjoy. You're
Absolutely.
going to have the time.
Yeah.
You drink it for the taste, for the experience. You don't drink it just because you want to get right. But just to go to this.
Yeah, let's talk about the rye.
We're not talking about what we're drinking. We're
I'm gonna
talking
say
about
114 proof.
Close. What do you think?
I don't even think about the proof. I want to talk about the taste.
Tell me about the taste then.
I definitely think that if you were to tell me this was rye, I wouldn't believe you.
All right, so do me a favor. The little whiskey that you have left in your cup, I want you to swish it in your mouth like it's mouthwash.
And then tell you all about
Yeah, get it all up in your teeth and gums.
it.
Just,
Maybe don't watch
it's called chewing your whiskey. It's aerating it.
So that's just a weird thing to like.
So by swishing it around, you're opening up your taste buds, and your tongue should be tingling, your cheeks should be tingling.
Sweetness.
Yeah. It brings out more of a profile because it's almost like you've scrubbed it across your taste buds, right? It has a extra oak finish, but it's not overly aggressive on the finish. It's 107 proof. It's 107.
Beautiful. I actually think, again,
I'm always out with 10.
if you wouldn't tell me this was rye, I wouldn't be able to say it was rye.
And it's 70% rye.
It's absolutely, it's definitely very full bodied. I feel like it's got caramel in it.
And fruit on the nose. Smell it. People will say bananas, all right? But I smell green apple. I don't ever smell banana.
I would say it's fruity, herby.
Stone fruits like cherries,
Yes.
plums, apricots, stuff like that. And they tend to kind of play like dried or cooked fruits on the nose. So it's a little more aromatic on the nose, rye.
It's very, very good. I wouldn't be able to say this was rye.
The first time I got bananas on Jack Daniels was the Jack 10.
Oh, okay.
Never before that did I ever get like the old bananas.
If you smell fruit on any of our whiskey that's not like this, like your Old Number 7, your 10-year-old, your Gentleman Jack, it's actually the yeast that you're smelling. So a lot of people downplay the quality of the yeast. Our yeast is the exact same strain of yeast that Jack and George brought over from the Call property. Now we can prove it on paper back to 1909. That's when Prohibition hit us. And they were cataloging everything we had on hand when Prohibition hit just to make sure they had an inventory of everything when they shut down. And the yeast ended up on that list. But we know they came over here making whiskey, so they brought their yeast strand with them. So it's 159 years old at least. And so we've been using the same yeast, and it throws that kind of a fruity banana note.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely delicious. This is, again, with rice, sometimes I struggle. Like you said, riciness, they're a bit too herby for me, too light.
It doesn't have that.
This is a double-barreled. It was in an oak barrel, and then when that whiskey was finished, it was put in a fresh oak barrel. So it's a double-barreled oak. So
I quite like this one.
So this is also a double-barreled, but it was finished in a maple barrel for the second one. So there should be some sweeter overtones with that rye whiskey, and maybe the spice might come out a little more. And this one's,
I like one of the words you said, maple, spice,
I like
oak,
when
all
you,
of those things.
because rye, you said like it's a bit more grassy. When you finish that in like a sweeter, I'm guessing what I'm going to experience before I've experienced it, but like when you finish a rye in like a sweeter finish versus a bourbon, I think it lifts rye a lot more than it lifts bourbon.
sure, yeah. I can see what you're saying, yeah.
As much there. Whereas if you have a sweet bourbon and then you put it in a sweet finish cask, it can get very sweet. Whereas ryes don't traditionally start with a lot of that sweetness.
This won't give you an overwhelming sweet note. It'll give you that subtle, kind of like hot honey, almost.
That's actually very good, but very sweet. There's definitely a burn to it. Which
Yeah.
I told yesterday that I shouldn't say.
No,
It's
it's...
a burn, but that's how I feel it in my mouth. I have to describe it away.
So this is what I tell people. The way our tongue works is that you primarily, not all the time, but you primarily have sweet taste buds at the tip of your tongue. And then you have spice notes all over your tongue. So if you've had Korean food, Indian food, Mexican food, and it's spicy, you don't feel it in one spot. You feel it all over your tongue. So you have spice notes, and then the oak interacts with the bitters on the back. So if you say it burns, but you mean right here, that's rye. Rye is giving you that spice note. If you mean burn back here, that's oak.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're feeling it here, that's rye.
And it
Yeah.
really makes my mouth water as well, which I think just kind of prolongs the taste.
Yeah, it causes you to salivate. Yeah.
It's just making it last longer.
That's coming from the yeast too, isn't it? That the tanniny after, like that tanniny taste or feeling where you get that, like where.
No, what you're talking about is actually the wood imparting that flavor, that tanniny flavor. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because this comes like that like more is like, oh, I've just finished that, and like, no, I need a little bit more of that to like.
So I notice on our ryes, I get more spice after I swallow. So it kind of opens up. And kind of like when you're swallowing, you are salivating. So it's opening up the whiskey a little bit and you're getting different notes. So I do actually use ice in most of my whiskeys, and I will add water to my whiskey because adding it, and both of these are 107 proof, but adding it in your rock glass or in your shot glass, however you're doing your Glencairn or something like that, it'll bring out flavors you're not getting neat. So it kind of opens it up. So I would not discourage anybody from adding water to or ice.
Yes, but well, earlier when I said whiskies are better neats, and for me neats is also including ice.
Okay, yeah. Without sodas or
no mixer, so no ginger ale or anything like that.
just straight.
Exactly. So for me, I actually like both of those ryes. The first one, I think it's more sugary caramel flavor. The second is more fruity with a hint of herb spice. So both of those things, both of those ryes are not like, we had the rye earlier, we had a bonded rye.
Yeah.
Oh, on the first tasting,
I
yeah.
like the bonded rye, but it's the exact rye that I usually avoid. It's just a bit lighter. It's a bit. I don't think I describe them as grassy. I just think they're herby for me. I can't say that they're grassy. I do like the smell of freshly cut
That being
grass.
said, I love I've got a Jack Daniel's single barrel rye
Yes,
that
that was good.
I love making old fashions with. I think that the rye is actually, again, a rye in an old fashioned can be a lot better than a bourbon in an old
Traditionally, those cocktails like Old Fashions, Manhattans, Boulevardiers, and Sazeracs were all made with rye whiskey.
It works so much better as a rye, yeah.
Old-fashioned.
So if I'm making an old fashioned, I will grab a rye before I grab a bourbon.
Well, I fear, and we're getting close to time. No, because y'all have to go eat lunch and do all of that. We have definitely overshot the time in here, which is perfectly fine. But I want to thank y'all for visiting. I know it was a long travel for y'all to get over here to the States.
Pleasure. We're very happy, like he said.
It's been like a 25-year dream for me to like come to Jack Daniel's.
I'm glad, man. I'm so glad.
Jack Daniel's first on the list. It was an unexpected addition to Upper Nearest yesterday, to Nearest Green, I suppose I should say. But
I mean, it's why we flew into Tennessee. Like you know what? There's a direct flight into Tennessee. You can go straight into Jack Daniel's. That's how I want to start the trip.
No, that's wonderful.
But tell us very quickly what's next. So these are innovation products. I suppose some of them might be better than others. They might be released to the general public.
To be honest, all of these are sold out.
How quickly do you, not how quickly, but how often do you innovate?
We were putting out innovations at least once a year. It's been a little over a year since we have put one out, and we are planning on, I think this fall, having a new addition to the innovation line. But y'all are some of the last people because we're no longer going to be offering this tasting. And so we knew y'all were coming. We're going to give y'all something that you haven't or probably won't ever have a chance to experience.
Stop by that shop now and pick up.
Yeah.
Enjoyed every
I see them,
single
I'm like,
one.
I don't know what they are, and I didn't know if I should buy them or not. And I was like, I messaged one of the guys and saying, like, tell me about these. I know nothing about them.
Yeah, if you can go back to that shop and find them, I would definitely get my hands on them because what's out on the market is all that's left out there on the market.
So, we are finished on our tastings, on our tour. Those distillery series were amazing. Interestingly, a lot of them not available anymore, not available in the UK. The innovation series is, they've got a new one maybe coming out, but a lot of them that they're just not doing anymore. So, such a great opportunity to try those. The ryes, I think that the pecan one was my favorite. Then the twice barreled rye, so quite a mix. But with those innovation series, you know, though, it can quite often be experimental, and you don't know what to expect, but always you know that they kind of, the distilleries are trying to put out something interesting, and they were really good. Jed also mentioned, and this is quite sad, that he doesn't think that they're going to be doing that innovation tasting in the future very much, and I think that's quite sad that a lot of those won't you won't get to try those unless you can find them. I really love it when distilleries do those kind of tastings. Wait, this isn't America, but this isn't American, and we're at Low Country. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, live? Well, at the end of this, if you put your name in the comments or you message in the comments that you're down for a tasting at Low Country, we're going to be doing all of these Jack Daniels that I picked up, plus a bunch of the other American whiskey tastings here at Low Country. What? Details to come, but if you're interested, chuck it in the comments. I'm in for tasting at Low Country.